Hello Linux fans, Rob here and welcome to Linux Quest. Today we're going to take a quick look at Kubuntu 1910 to offer the beta of KDE Plasma 5.18. It's been probably a year since I've actually installed Kubuntu, and one of the things I wasn't aware of or had just simply forgotten was that there is a minimal install option, which I really appreciate. And so that's what I set this system up with, was the minimal install. The other thing that I had forgotten about too is a fourth menu option. So if we right click on the application launcher here and go to show alternatives, you've got your default application dashboard, launcher, application menu, which is typically what I'll use. And then we have set up within Kubuntu here, simple menu. So I switched over to that just to kind of use it and make myself kind of more familiar with it and see how it works as far as day in, day out practical use. So let's jump over here. It's actually going to show you when you update for the beta, it'll show you 5.17.90, which is again the beta for 5.18. And it's very easy to set that up. So we'll go over here, and 5.18 is going to be an LTS, long-term support release. So I'll put a link in the video to this page here. You simply will set up the repository and let it do its thing. It'll take you, depending on your internet speed, somewhere between a minute and 2 minutes for this update to the beta. And then you want to make sure you reboot the system, and voila, you'll be running the beta for 5.18. All right, if you're a fan of KDE Plasma, you've been following this anyway, but we'll pop through some of the new features. So you've got screen auto rotation now working on Wayland, and that's of course with a computer with an accelerometer. So that's going to work. The visual settings for GTK apps no longer require manual configuration. So they continue to work on GTK apps so that everything looks fluid throughout the OS, and so more updates there. The popular thumbnail grid task switcher is going to be shipped as part of KDE Plasma, and I don't think it's in the beta, or at least I didn't see it, nor did I see this particular look for the system settings background service page, which has been improved. JPEG thumbnails are now sharper and better looking. Settings no longer crashes when you click on Global Themes item on the main page. K-Info Center no longer crashes when you navigate between the Energy Info page and other pages. Some kind of bizarre results that were happening with the calculator applet. Never used that. Checkboxes drawn on top of images and selectable list items are now always visible. And that, for me, is not showing up in the beta unless there's something where I'm just messing up user error-wise. And the feature that allows you to optionally set an image as wallpaper when dragging it to the desktop now works with remote images in web browsers. Actually, I'll keep going here and then we'll pop over and try that. Don't want to bounce around that much. Discover should now be more reliable at locating apps no matter what their app stream ID. Fixed a few visual glitches in the animations. It's once again possible to set your default email client to be a terminal program and have everything work properly when you click on the Mel2 links. Several user interface improvements. System tray settings has received a major visual overhaul. And so, I'm not sure all of this is in the beta. When you click on a notification, it now brings the app forward if the app doesn't define a custom click behavior. So as soon as you click on that notification, the app should pop up and come forward no matter how many windows you have open. Throughout Plasma and system settings, the Get New Thing dialog has a fancy new look and is much more usable. There are new keyboard shortcuts set by default to switch from one virtual desktop to another. And that's something I've started to get into a little more from a workflow perspective, is the virtual desktops, and just kind of see how that works out for me. So far I'm liking, I like it more in Linux Mint. I've actually bounced back and forth between Linux Mint and KDE Neon here over the last couple of months, and it's coming around. Scroll bars in Breeze style for desktop apps are now wider and separated from the content view by a subtle separator line. You can kind of see that there. Let's see here. It's now much simpler and more obvious how to create a Wi-Fi hotspot. Discover Review Sheet now has the proper width and is wide enough to display the reviews comfortably. And we'll see if that pops up as well. A notification is now shown when Bluetooth device pairing is successful. That's helpful. Bluetooth devices that communicate their battery level now show that level in the Bluetooth Applets pop-up as well, which is nice. And the Plasma Wallpaper Slideshow feature now includes the default wallpaper path automatically, so you don't need to go hunting around and add it yourself. So that's a quick rundown, and sorry to just kind of read all of this, but unfortunately I can't remember all of this to just kind of list it off for you. So that's the reason for being able to go to Nate's blog here and read through all of these things. And I highly recommend you keep up with what's going on. If you're into Plasma, keep up Adventures in Linux. All right, let's pop over to a wallpaper site. And the goal here is to drag an image over to the desktop and have it apply as the wallpaper. So we've got a set image option. And before I click this, your mileage is going to vary here. What I found experimenting with this is there are certain levels you have to go into with various wallpaper websites for this to work and allow you to set the image. Also, on some wallpaper websites, you're going to get a pop-up, and sometimes it'll work with the pop-up, and sometimes if you get a pop-up, it simply will not allow you to set image. So we'll go ahead and click now, and that's going to apply. And then what's happening in the background is it's also basically loading that within your wallpaper settings menu. So as you apply these various wallpapers from the web, you can always go back and it'll be right here waiting on you if you want to switch it up. So pretty cool ability there. All right, we'll go ahead and close that out. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Just a quick look at Kubuntu 1910 with the 5.18 beta. As always, thanks for watching.